Hey folks, Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin, and yes, for those of you that have heard, and for those of you that haven't, Seth Rollins apparently suffered a severe knee injury, or minor, depending on what you believe, on Raw on Monday night. It was during the attack by Samoa Joe. It looked like Rollins' knee buckled, but it's a wait-and-see approach because he's still getting examined by WWE doctors. It's possible that later today there could be a revelation about what the severity of his injury would be. Let's go on the assumption that he tweaked it, that he tweaked a tendon or something in his knee. He just needs rehab for a few weeks, maybe 5 weeks, and he's back right after Fastlane. You still build to Triple H and Rollins, and you have Rollins get his revenge, and everything's cool. If Seth is too severely injured, needs surgery, and is out for a number of months, if he's going to be back in time for SummerSlam, you build to that. And you have Seth get his revenge there. Because SummerSlam's still a pretty big stage. Not as big as Mania, but still pretty big stage. And it would work. So, it's unfortunate that Seth's injury happened. Injuries do unfortunately happen in wrestling. I hope Seth recovers, and I hope it's not too severe. Now, that being said, I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing first. If Triple H has to wrestle at Mania, there's a few opponents you can give him. If Balor's back in time, you could have Balor wrestle him. That would be kind of cool. You could have Angle face Triple H. I mean, even though I would rather have Angle face Rusev or somebody like that. That would be cool. You could have Triple H face a few people. I mean, not face Samoa Joe, because he just debuted as a heel and turning babyface would do no good. But personally, I would hold off on having Triple H wrestle and just have him wrestle at SummerSlam and face Rollins if Rollins is unable to compete. So that's really all I gotta say about Rollins' injury specifically. I hope he recovers. I hope it's not too severe, and I hope he's back really, really soon. And if he's out too long, it's unfortunate, but I hope he's able to come back at 100% and have many great matches for many years. But knees are tricky, and hopefully his can be set the right way, and he can have a lengthy career after this. I want to say one thing about death threats to Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. I want to go to Roman Reigns first. First off, guys, I didn't like him being in the Rumble either, but it's a storyline. It's just a creative thing. It's not like he killed anybody. He was just in a storyline. Death threats are freaking moronic. You guys are really scum for that. Okay, I don't like Reigns either. I don't think Reigns is that good, but my God, guys. All that hate because he was number 30? I mean, sure, it was to set up a match with Undertaker, but come on, guys, death threats over a match? Really? Really? I mean, what kind of shit is this? It's a storyline. It's entertainment. Get the fuck over it. Yes, they really do get hurt. Wrestlers do really get hurt. And yes, we get invested in it, myself included. I was pissed when Cena beat AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. But I got over it. I did not wish death on Cena. Even as much as I may not care for Cena, I'll respect the guy enough to not wish death on him. I mean, good Lord. I'm not a fan of, a few of the women on the roster. You think I'm going to wish death or disease on them? No. I don't like some wrestlers, current and former wrestlers. Just based simply on how I feel and whatever. But you do not need to wish death on them. That is ridiculous. If they murdered somebody like Jimmy Snuka did, then sure, okay, I mean, Snuka's dead, but that's a whole nother thing. Just because they're involved in the storyline's ridiculous. And people wishing death on Samoa Joe from all the way back when they say he intentionally injured Tyson Kidd with the Muscle Buster and effectively ended Tyson Kidd's career. No, he did not end Tyson Kidd's career, at least intentionally. Injuries happen. I don't believe Kidd has ever blamed Joe for it. And I'm sure Joe feels horrible about what happened. And Joe injuring Rollins, he did not intend to injure Rollins. You can see in the video where he said, he asked Rollins, "Are you okay?" I mean, and then the heat of the moment, and you can't really hear it, but you can see Seth's mouth, "I hope so." So there's a camaraderie and a bond. I mean, I believe they've had a bond for a few years, probably a number of years, because I think they were both on the indies for a number of years and might have even feuded at some point. I don't remember, but I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm sure they could have great matches later in WWE. But come on, guys. Death threats to Samoa Joe. It's not his fault. Injuries happen. Quit being scum. Quit being sheep. And for the love of God, don't reproduce. because you guys are pieces of shit for wishing that. Wishing death on somebody because injuries happen. I mean, if that's not the lowest form of scum, I don't know what is. So that's all I gotta say about that. I hope Rollins recovers. I hope it's just a tweaked injury, or tweaked knee, or tweaked tendon, and he rehabs and recovers in time for Mania. If not, push it to SummerSlam, go with that. And you sheep fans that want to wish death on people, whether it's involved in injury angles, or just because they're in matches you don't like, fuck you all, you're all scum. My Twitter link's in the description. Like, share, subscribe if you would like. And it's been Real Honesty with John Ritland. I'm John Ritland, and I'll see you soon.